It's been day 2 of AgriLeader, so Isaac and Mark basically organise it. But we're going to start from the basics because a lot of people say, what is AHDB? So go on, Mark.
So AHDB, we're a statutory levy board, so think of it like VAT, that we take a bit of a tax from farmers, from pork farmers, beef and lamb farmers, cereals and oilseeds farmers and dairy farmers, cow dairy farmers, and then invest that back into unlocking their potential.
So like driving the industry forwards. So Isaac, what's AgriLeader about?
So in essence, AgriLeader is AHDB's program that's all about people. So, that's our passion is people. So things like staff motivation, HR, leadership, management, all of those headaches around people is what we try and help you with. We do this, what we hear today, the AgriLeader Forum, but we've also got a lot of online resources, the labour life cycle, go and have a look at that. There's a lot of templates and stuff that you can use for staff. So yeah, really good resources.
Because every business starts with a person, and the person within it needs to drive it and needs to be able to cope and be resilient enough to go through them challenges. But other than like the people-y stuff, what else is AHDB doing? Sorry, Mark, to put you on the spot, because I know you work in one side of it, but you're on the screen as well.
Yeah, there's a massive amount of stuff that we do at AHDB, whether it be from technical information and content to help farmers from better looking after their soils or better looking after their animals. We also do a lot of work in terms of the export areas and opening up markets to sell produce around the world, and also provide that independent data impartially to the industry and various other stakeholders. So a massive amount of stuff.
Just on the data, so you brought out something yesterday. So you're not a Quango, are you? But you are like...
We're a long-arm department of government.
Of the government. And yesterday they have the research and the data to say that 76.8% of farms, they've been busy organising this, are affected by the IHT changes over 50 hectares. So basically every farm over 125 acres is going to be affected by the inheritance tax changes. And that's the kind of stuff that we know. And with them being like attached to the government, it's really powerful for them to say it, to say, yes, your figures are wrong.
I think that what's important for people to understand all of that, and we're not allowed to lobby because what we are supposed to be is an independent. So we look at the data, we analyse the data, and we put it out there impartially. And everybody has access to that. Everybody can look at it, and so it's factual based. All of our information has to be factual. So that's why a lot of people say you should do this for the government or you need to lobby. We're not allowed to do that. What we do is here's the facts, and you use it in the way that
get on with it. And to be fair, like the Treasury cannot argue with your figures because they're true, correct, accurately, and they're completely impartial. They've not been made up in any way. So it's important that we have the AHDB. And people say, they take this levy off and we don't get anything back for it. Well, unless you come to some of these events or the things that these guys organise, you will think that it is a waste of money. But I've certainly got value. So if you imagine every tonne of grain I've sold in the last 12 months has gone towards the levy, I've got it back just by being here. So I think it's important. But you need, a bit like they used to say with young farmers, unless you don't get out of anything. You don't get anything out of it unless you put something in. So you've got to be there. You've got to turn up. Otherwise, you're losing it. And you also have this massive database of research over the years. So if you want to know what's the optimum temperature to keep your cows at or your chickens at, you've got all that there. Just like
across all the sectors.
The varieties of wheat, what fungicides to respond to, all that trial work they're doing every single year. But that is what the AHDB is, because a lot of people don't know what it is, and some farmers didn't even know they paid a levy when they sell things.
Yeah.
So
you're not going to pay for something and not use it, so use us.
And ring them up and say, I need help with this. What can we do? Because you even do a lot of financial kind of stuff.
We look at markets, analyze markets, look at benchmarking, so how you compare your farm with your peers and stuff like that. A big part of what we said is now in development is our environmental work. So we've got 170 farms across the country that's being benchmarked, looking at the carbon in the soil, the carbon on the ground, looking at that sequestration. And so unless you've got that data and say here's the factual data, so how do you look at carbon markets and look at going to your buyer for your grain or your dairy, say this is my carbon. So that whole thing about net zero, there's a big space that we're entering.
And equally, if there is something that you think they should be doing, feed it in, and
there's a national team across the whole nation, across all the sectors, so just get in contact with us, and if it's not the right person, we'll steer you to I'm no seals and oilseeds expert, but I know who's in the team and who's in your patch, and I'll field that question and try and get you an answer to help you out. So yeah, get in contact.
You've got a new CEO now, haven't you, to drive you into the future?
Well, new, he's nearly 11 months in, but yeah, Graham Wilkinson has come from Arla Foods with a bit of commercial hat on and a different drive. He's upping and changing the culture of what we do, and he's very keen that we're levy payer obsessed, and that we're just serving you guys as well as we possibly can. And if there's something that isn't there, you need to, like you say, shout, and we'll try our best. We can't promise, but we'll do our utmost to support you in any way we can.
Yeah, so keep your eye out next January. Where's it going to be next year?
We don't know yet.
To be announced.
In the north.
Oh, right, okay.
We go to the top, so we split the country in thirds. So it's top. We're bottom this year, it's top next year.
Like Northumberland kind of way?
Could be, might be a bit further. Might even go across the border. Who knows?
Watch that space. Anyway, I'm going to catch Anna before she dashes off, because she was one of the speakers today as well. So we'll go and do a little video of her like I did yesterday with Kat. Thanks, guys.
Cheers.
Introduce yourself. What do you
I'm sorry, I'm going to delete.
No, it's live. Come on.
Oh, it's live, you didn't tell me that. Okay. Hi everyone, I'm Anna Mosley, high performance coach and trainer and a motivational speaker, and I am at the AHDB event. Didn't realise this was
like
live.
A rabbit in the headlights.
I know, I'm actually quite used to being on camera, but I didn't think it was on. And I've just had the most amazing time hanging out with this farming community. I am so impressed, Ollie, with you guys. Like, the level of resilience and grit is just, I've actually felt emotional because it's just so impressive. I've basically been teaching these guys about how they can, what I say, keep above the line, put their own oxygen masks on first, because it can be a very selfless job. You can easily overwork. So I've been talking about how you can look after yourself better, charge your battery, and also how to become an extraordinary leader and drive high performance culture on your farm, which is something I do with businesses and sports teams, but it's totally applicable to farming, right?
Well, do you go all over the country or all over the world doing it?
All over the world now, because I am going to America on Saturday. Yeah. I do most of my work in the UK, lots of big organisations like LinkedIn, L'Oreal, Diageo, Holland and Barrett, some big names, but also some sports teams too. So usually in the UK, but yeah, I'm going to America.
It's all about, like you say, put you on your oxygen mask, which means look after yourself, because unless your head is in the right space, you then can't look after other people around you or lead a team.
Yeah, and I'm really passionate about bridging the gap between mental fitness and high performance. And if you don't know what mental fitness is clarity of thought. So how able are you to be in the present moment and not have a bloody head full of negative thoughts or thoughts about the past or worries about the future? It's about being in your power right now and managing the lens through which you're viewing life. So I share lots of tips on how to do that, which is a game changer.
Yeah, because if your head's fuzzy, you can't make straight decisions.
No, you can't. You will underperform if you are stressed for a long period of time. You'll underperform if you're overly tired. So it's all about, that's where that oxygen mask analogy is great. Another analogy you might like is you've got to fill your own cup first. So we're good, aren't we, at pouring into everyone else's cups. Other people on the farm, family members, but we've got to fill our own cup first, meaning look after ourselves.
Tell me about the 25-foot thing.
Oh yeah, right. So I was talking about performance is contagious. I'm very passionate about high performance culture. There's a great study that showed when they tracked employees over 58,000 hours across 11 different companies that if you are sat within 25 feet of a high performer, your own performance goes up by 15%. But Ollie, get this, if you are sat within 25 feet of a low performer, your performance goes down by 30%.
What if you sat in the middle of both of them?
Well, that's interesting. Find the average, comment that out. But it does prove that performance absolutely is contagious. And if you haven't heard of this before, you are the average of the 5 people you spend the most time with. Like, we rub off on each other so much, so it matters.
Yeah, it means that you hang out with radiators, not drains.
Yeah, I was saying that there's a spectrum. You've got radiators at the end. They're the people you want to hang out with. They've got the energy, they inspire you, you can learn from them. They've got great energy and vibes. And then you've got the mood hoovers who you need to avoid. They are the ones that zap your energy, you leave feeling drained. And I think all of us can think of some of them in our lives. And it isn't conducive to high performance. They'll be dragging our performance down, Ollie. That's the problem.
Yeah. So how can people find you if they want you to come in and inspire their workforce, or just inspire them?
Yeah, so I do a lot of motivational talks, workshops and programmes for businesses or any groups. Follow me on Instagram at Anna Mosley Coaching. That's Mosley. Got a green background behind my picture. Or Anna Mosley
I'll
on
try
LinkedIn.
And put a picture on.
Yeah. Or Anna Mosley on LinkedIn. Mosley. And I'd love to connect with you.
Right, I know you've got a train to catch, so...
I have. I've got to get back to the kids. I'm trying to maintain balance. This is what I'm passionate about, right?
Right, thanks anyway. So there you
Nice
go.
to see you all.
Bye.
And now I know I'm on camera.
That concrete wagon's quite a big one because it's 8-wheeler. And they're lowering that bucket down off that crane. Fill it with concrete, winch it back up. And the guy in the crane can't even see the bucket. So there's a fella there with a walkie-talkie telling him where to drop it. It's quite a big bucket of concrete, that, isn't it? Just come out of the NatWest building now, which is where the conference was at. I hope you've enjoyed it. It's a bit hard to film videos at a conference because you can listen through an hour of someone speaking and there'll be so many like nuggets within it, but you obviously don't want to sit for it for an hour unless you're here, so sorry about that. Right, we are in, I forgot what it's called.
This is Whitehall.
No, but what was that?
Oh, Richmond Terrace.
Richmond Terrace, where we had the rally in November. We've just been chatting to a few people about something in March. Anyway, we're going to end the video because we're going in to meet some MPs now in Parliament, which is just down there behind us. But we thought while we're at Downing Street, we could do the birthday Downing Street gates.
Yeah.
So, off we go.
So, happy birthday to Nia Scullion, 1 week old. 1 week old. Well, you haven't been
Thank you,
around long.
NHS.
Thank you, NHS.
Paul Whittle is 39, almost 40.
And Harry Wyatt is 12 today. Happy birthday, Harry.
Seth
Cupid
is 6.
Happy birthday, little dude, from Mum and Dad with Big Sis.
Yep.
Chris Lyons is 44.
Yep. Rowan Spear is 7, so happy birthday everyone on there. And also, last but not least,
You're not going to believe it. We're walking down the street and we saw Tony Hall going into Downing Street.
on his skateboard.
What he's doing in there, I don't know, but we might find out tomorrow. Happy birthday, Tony.
Yep, so that's all for today anyway. Sorry it's been a bit of a London kind of conference-y kind of video, but that's just today. So yeah, thanks for watching and save the date 4th, and I'll just making sure someone nick my phone because people nicking your phones on bikes. Thanks for watching, and
remember Pancake Day.
Yeah, remember Pancake Day. You might need to be in London. Right,
take care.
See you later. Bye. They've still got the cherry pickers in Westminster anyway.